Welcome to the land of long live play where greatness is always waiting. Welcome to the PlayStation Experience. It is I, your boy, Dad Ninja Dev, and I'm joined by my main man down in Florida, Mr. Delvin Cox. How goes it on this special Father's Day recording at like 11 p.m. your time? Are you awake? Are you alive?
I am awake. It is late at night. I'm ready to celebrate Father's Day in Juneteenth, and I am drinking Coca-Cola with coffee. I don't know how that's going to work out, but we'll see.
I think I'm the only one not drinking something, but yes, we are recording this on Friday instead of our usual Sunday. So if anything happens or breaks on Saturday, we're not gonna have it.
Yeah.
So yeah, me and Delvin both being fathers, we said we're not recording on Father's Day. We gonna sleep in if they let us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real.
Let us be. Also joining us is the Secretary of the Spoil, the Platinum Princess, Miss Haley Nicole Miller. How are you this fine Friday evening?
Happy 1 year anniversary to The Last of Us Part 2.
Yes, that is correct.
Naughty Dog's most controversial game, arguably.
I like how PlayStation decided to celebrate it by releasing new merch today.
No surprises there.
That I can't order because I'm not paying $90 shipping for a $25 t-shirt.
Move to America.
Just saying.
No,
the land of milk and honey, right?
No. There's a huge difference because again, as we mentioned on the last show, as I mentioned on like the live reacts with Donnie and whatnot, and bringing it up the last time we recorded, that my headset broke. That shipping's not too bad. Like it's a little wild for a $10 purchase to be $39.99. But if I'm paying a $25 fee for a t-shirt and you're charging me almost like 4 times that in shipping, no. Get out of here.
Like I said, all your problems will be solved. You just move to America. I don't know why you tripping. Like, been saying this for the longest. Job would have been solved a long time ago. All the shipping would have been solved a long time ago.
I'm glad.
And also, game prices would have been solved a long time ago.
I'm glad you brought up the job. Let's get right into that. Hi, this is week 1 of training. Do you want to take a guess how much I actually learned this week?
Nothing. That's how jobs work.
No.
Yeah, you don't ever learn anything the first week.
No, hold on. Do you know what I did learn about? I learned
signing into your computer?
Oh, no. No, see, that was easy. What I learned was that the trainer likes to discuss child murder, hiding bodies under their deck, being present for the hanging of Saddam Hussein, just a whole bunch of like random stuff that's just not relevant to learning about financial institutions.
Sounds about right to me.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Do you want to guess where the trainer's located?
Texas.
I was going to say Memphis.
Close. Not at all. Oklahoma.
Yeah, he probably murdered somebody.
It's the Midwest, yeah.
Oh, so she?
Yeah.
Oh, she definitely done murdered somebody then. It's not a problem. She 100% has.
She has made, I think, no less than 6 jokes about murdering her ex-husband. So,
well, she's been listening to way too many murder documentary podcasts. That's what that is.
Hey, fun fact, she definitely loves those because she brought up how much she loves serial killers.
No? Sound like your trainer is Carol Baskins.
I have not watched Tiger King.
That bitch Carol Baskins.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's funny. I don't know what it is, but like the popularity of these murder documentary podcasts, like I know a lot of like my female friends and my wife's friends who have just like they love those things. I don't understand it.
I know the
I
most
don't get it.
popular one is Serial, right?
Sure.
Yes.
I don't get it.
If I'm listening to a podcast, it's gaming or movie related. Like,
yeah,
I listen to a wide variety of podcasts, so I can't.
Or comedy if you include like the Funhouse podcast and Rooster Teeth. But
yeah, I literally only listen to gaming podcasts. I don't have time. I barely get through the few that I actually want to listen to in a week. I miss my commute.
I mean, I don't have a commute anymore. I will say, as Delvin has described it, it's going to be very nice to be making fuck off money.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I looked at my schedule this week for what I've worked, and I've worked almost 41 hours. So,
That is awesome.
They gonna give you OT for that extra hour there, or
no, we don't. So in
see, it's nonsense.
Canada, you can't accrue overtime until 44.
Like I
Excuse me.
said, United States don't have that problem.
I'm gonna slap you. No,
Am I
so
wrong?
How you how? I don't.
so
You got me
the
working over 40. You paying me? I
no,
don't.
so the thing is that I've only worked 40 hours, but they allow us to log in 5 minutes before the shift and 5 minutes after, even if we're not
Oh
doing any
well,
work. So
that doesn't count.
that's yeah. So it doesn't count. That's why, like, they're not gonna let you accrue overtime until 44 hours. Um,
Even still, I mean, that's a lot of extra fight. If I'm
hey,
putting in on my time card, because I remember when I worked at Best Buy, if you clocked in too early, they were like, "Look here, sir, you're gonna stop that." Because as soon as you clock in, no matter how, like they made it to the point where you couldn't clock in any earlier than 15 minutes prior to your shift. And then they had this report that would come out called lunch compliance or the compliance report. And if you were consistently seen like clocking in super early or coming back from lunch too early or whatever, you was gonna get in trouble
so
and
like
get a warning and then a documented final and everything on that for lunch compliance. Like they didn't play that.
So like I brought this up on the PSVG Prime episode I recorded with Kevin. Hi, I actually got to do a show with Kevin. Um
The return
uh
of Prime.
Currently I'm working 9 to 5:30. That's going to change in like 3 weeks to like 12 to 8:30 p.m. And then after that I'll find out what my real schedule is going to be. This is all training stuff. But currently the earliest you can log in is 8:56 a.m. And then the latest you can log out is 5:05 as 5:35, sorry, cuz we yeah, we don't
You
get
get a
paid
half
for
hour
lunch.
lunch or
Yeah, half-hour lunch.
that's it. Ugh.
Yeah. Hey, it's been useful for watching half an episode of the originals on lunch. I'm halfway through season 2 already. So,
Yeah, I need my hour or somebody's getting murdered.
yeah, it's fun fact. I'm just getting right into it. All I've done this week is watch the originals, and I played maybe an hour of Ratchet before we recorded. I had plenty of time to like play Ratchet and whatnot and do other things after work. But as people know, I don't really sleep. So generally after work, I've just chosen to sleep, and then
Good. Get some sleep for once.
it's not happening because I'll wake up like I lied down at 5:30 yesterday, woke up at 10 p.m., felt like I didn't sleep at all.
But at least you got some sleep.
But
Still.
see then I lied back down like, a little bit. Or no, I didn't actually take a nap. The day before I did that and then lied down a couple of last night I did the same thing I did today where I stayed up until after the podcast and then I'm going to bed. Um but
So that's a late nap.
it is. But after the podcast last night, I lied down, woke up at 5 a.m. this morning, didn't feel like I slept at all. And I've been up since then.
Yikes.
So,
Yeah.
but like I said, played some more Ratchet. I'm halfway through season 2 of the originals. I'm really enjoying it. Again, like I wanted to watch the originals so I could watch the spin-off following the main character of the original's daughter. And it's good. And I will say it's interesting that they brought characters that were dead on the original like mainline The Vampire Diaries show. Like they literally killed them in that show, and they're back and alive now on this one. So, but it's interesting. It's something new, and yeah. And then in Ratchet, I'm on Blizzard or whatever.
I don't think I've gotten that far. Maybe I have. I don't know the names of the planets. Who am I kidding?
So I just I did. But the last time we talked about Ratchet, I had the option to go play as Rivet or Ratchet, and I chose to play as Ratchet first. I just finished with Ratchet, and so now I'm playing as Rivet. So
Got it. Got it. What about you, Delvin? How's your week been?
It's been pretty good. I'm playing Ratchet and Clank still, enjoying that. I'm probably where Haley's at, but only difference is I think when they have that break where you can either play as Ratchet or Rivet, I played as Rivet first. So now I can play as now I beat her, guess planets,
I
and now I
uh
play as Ratchet.
I will say, while playing as Ratchet, you can find some pretty cool Easter eggs. I found one. Like, I'm not spoiling what it's about, but I found one for Jack and Daxter and Sly Cooper. So
That's pretty cool. It's a phenomenal game. Looks great, plays great. People are already talking about it being game of the year. I can
Hmm.
see it. I can see it, and that goes back to what I was saying before. This low key is gonna be a very good year for gaming in terms of like the stuff that's coming out. Like Returnal's great. This Final Fantasy Integrate, which I played for like 30 minutes, plays great. The PS5 version of Final Fantasy VII looks beautiful. I didn't play too much of it because I just wanted to see how it looked, but it looks beautiful. It's a lot of stuff coming out this year, man. E3 shown that, and I know people are mad at it's not coming to PlayStation, but there's still a whole bunch of stuff coming to PlayStation, and we still got announcement for PlayStation. So I think it's been pretty cool
yeah.
so far.
I mean, that whole conversation, just like they spelled it out. And, everybody knows my opinions are exclusives. Let everyone play everything, but that's not how business works. So, but that conversation is only going to continue because people are going to bring it up for like Elder Scrolls 6, the inevitable Skyrim Series X version. They're going to bring it up for that, why PlayStation's not getting like a PS5 version. And I don't even know if actually, like, because during the Xbox show they announced like the 60 FPS update for Doom Eternal. I don't even know if PlayStation's getting that.
I can't imagine them not updating them on both systems since they already exist on both systems to try to
Yeah.
entice people to buy them. It would make sense to update them on both, especially since nobody's buying them on Xbox. It's just rolling in the Game Pass.
Yeah, I don't know.
You would
I
think that it already exists as a game. It's like you have to make the version,
Yeah,
just
I don't
update
know.
it, and then sales
I
happen.
don't, I
Maybe
don't, I only bring it up because I haven't heard anything about a 60 FPS update for PlayStation. So
I haven't gone looking.
Yeah.
Anything else happened cool this week? Any homeless
Nah,
people give you any Jordans or anything?
not yet, but the week's still young.
is it? We're Friday night into Saturday morning here.
To me, it is because
That's
there's
just the
always something
beginning.
happening.
It's Florida. It's always popping in Florida.
Yes.
Places is open up. You know what I'm saying? Rescinding mask things. Everybody's gonna be traveling to Florida for the
Oh,
summertime.
I do have one thing. I don't think I talked about this last week. One of my homies, who's a podcaster, Otis, came to Miami last week, and we met up at a cigar bar.
You did bring this up.
Nice. Yeah.
It's pretty
I
cool.
think you said you were gonna do. You didn't tell me about it, but yeah, good. That's what's up. Being able to
Yeah,
see people again.
I sat at a cigar bar watching the Cuban ladies dance around and stuff, and watching him smoke cigars while I drank Cuban coffee. Drunk way too many Cuban coffees. Way too many. I was wired. I don't know what after that was over with. But yeah, we had fun.
Speaking of seeing people again, sorry, Delvin, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. I just figured I'd bring this up while we're at it because it is Father's Day weekend. Going to a barbecue at my dad's tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. Maybe we'll have a fun story about that next week.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I'm
That's what's up.
the joke is hi, it's Pride Month and also Father's Day. Not a great combination for me.
And now Juneteenth. So
Yes.
this is a packed month.
I've already seen some people being like, I think the tweet, one of the big tweets I saw, was like not excited that it's being commercialized, but it's definitely important to remember. Like Juneteenth was like a horrible day. So
Well, it was a happy day. It was
I
when we got our freedom. It wasn't a
I'm
horrible
talking the
day.
massacre,
Um,
like the Tulsa.
no,
That's
no,
not what
that's
Juneteenth
not
is.
Juneteenth is.
Okay.
See,
Juneteenth.
this is why we need Juneteenth. We need it
Yeah.
so people can be educated on what it actually is. And we're
I
not going to get into it now. If you
no
want to
no
know
no
more about it, go look it up.
yeah
Or or
I
you can
will
listen
go.
to my podcast episode about it.
I don't
Bingo.
have okay, but I don't have the time to listen to 3 hour podcasts, Delvin. So
Mine's is 30 minutes, 45 at most.
I'm still making a joke about your big 200 or
Oh, yeah,
300
that one.
episode. Like I don't have 3 hours to listen to that, but I will go look it up after this week. I thought it was related to like the Black Wall Street or whatnot.
Oh, no,
No,
something different.
it's something totally different. But yeah, go look up Juneteenth. It's now a federal holiday, so look it up. Anyways, my week, it's been work. I have played some Ratchet. I've done a planet as Rivet and a planet as Ratchet. So I just finished a planet as Ratchet. So if that gives you any indication of where I'm at, that's where I'm at.
Were you using the rocket boots?
Yes.
That is the planet I just finished.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Those boots are awesome.
That
I was
is
very,
the
very happy to get those.
that is the planet where I found the Jack and Daxter and Sly Cooper Easter eggs.
I might be ahead
Yeah.
of you then.
You
I
You're
definitely remember
probably
hearing something about Sly Cooper in the game. I don't remember. Did I see Jack and Daxter? I feel like I did. I feel like I definitely caught wind of
so
both
like
of those.
again, not trying to spoil it because A, game just came out, but B, like it's a reference. Like go find it yourself. Um, like the references aren't like visual references; they're audio references. So
Yeah, it's all audio
Yeah.
stuff that I heard.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
All good. All good.
but yeah, I just finished that, and now I'm playing on the planet you play as Rivet. In that section as well, where like you're hitting the crystals.
Yeah.
But
I'm
but
I'm
also
past that part.
Delvin, you're 100% ahead of me. I haven't played Ratchet since Sunday, so there's absolutely
Yeah.
like
So,
I might actually be ahead of both of y'all, which is crazy.
yeah, I'm
But
shocked.
yeah, I've been playing that. I mean, I've been sacrificing sleep. I have been dealing with a lot lately with just grief. Kids have been everything has been kind of just irritating me, and I know that's like one of the stages of grief, like the anger stage. Just been really missing my mom lately, so
I feel you.
I have been coming down here and just playing video games into the wee hours of the night. So yeah, definitely got some Ratchet in. I was up last night. I want to say till like 1:30, 2 o'clock playing Destiny. Um, so back on that Destiny grind because there's just a lot to do in the game and playing Ratchet. And at some point, I really need to get back to Mass Effect and Returnal. But other than that, it's just been typical regular week. Just work, kids, home, games, basic stuff. Nothing special. But really excited to get back to both Destiny and Ratchet because there's just a lot of stuff I actually want to do, and I'm having a really good time with both of them right now. So games are good, and eventually I'll get the Final Fantasy VII because I did install it. I let the trophies pop, make sure my save imported properly, and I'm excited to play
you gonna get
that
that
Yuffie.
platinum.
No, absolutely not. I'm not replaying the game for one. It's a long ass game. I think I put like 70 hours into that game. I'm not doing that again. Especially not on hard mode. No. It ain't that serious. Ratchet, however, looks like it may be a doable plat,
Oh,
so
Ratchet is
I may do that
doable.
one.
Fair warning though. And this is Trevor related. One of the planets where you need to hit every crystal, one of them is missable. You would have to play through the entire game again if you miss it.
And if that happens, I will platinum it. And I'm not looking at no guys or none of that. Just if I get it, I get it.
I know it's like it's easy to get. It's just like if you don't get it, you miss it. So
It's one of those This is why I don't chase platinums. It's too much work. It's like a full time job. Screw all that.
I
I
only
got
know
two of
this.
those.
I only know this because Jared Orr brought it up over in the MTTG Discord.
They really out there be chasing them platinums. It amazes me.
Yes, they do. Hey, I mean, again, I brought it up last week, but I just got 42. Although I had to go through jumps and hoops to get it because they said your trophies would auto pop. But no, you got to meditate, and then you can't be in a new game plus save. It's just weird. Just like if you're gonna auto pop the trophies, just do them all at once and not in like a weird specific way where if you're in New Game Plus, it'll only pop 3 of them.
Weird. Yeah. What you gonna do? We're gonna get into these questions. That's what we're gonna do.
Yep.
So our first question comes from Root Days 93. He says on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being I believe completely that Blue Box Studio is working on a Silent Hill game, where do we fall?
1.
3.
Yeah, I'm at like a somewhere between a 3 to 5. But that is definitely a story we're gonna get into a little later because that shit is bonkers.
Here's why it's a 1, because the person they're saying isn't real actually exists. Like, they're a real person. They've done interviews and stuff. Hideo Kojima is not related to this. Like, stop it.
I mean, Hideo Kojima was really Joakim Mogren. He was, in bandages and stuff. So
stop it.
Just saying. It's not the first time we've seen this. Wouldn't be a surprise.
Stop the conspiracy theory nonsense. Kojima is not related to this project.
Could be. That'd be awesome.
Even if he was, I don't think it'll be a Silent Hill game.
Yeah. Who knows? So many things line up. It's crazy. Could be fun.
Yeah.
I love how people are going full Charlie Day conspiracy theory on this. It's great. I'm not going to do it myself, but I'll watch with a bowl of popcorn. What is it? They were releasing their little the app thing, the app to watch the stuff in like a couple days now. So
yeah, isn't it?
We
on
should
the
know
22nd?
soon. Yep, we'll know soon.
Which is my dad's birthday.
Oh.
Father's Day, birthday, Pride Month, all rolled into one. It's fun times. June is great.
Yeah.
Oof. Our next question comes in from one of my homeboys. My name's Abe. He says, if when a PS5 Pro version comes out, do you think that it will be significantly better or worth the cost of getting it if you already own a PS5?
Yeah, absolutely. Here's what I can tell you. It's going to do the same thing the PS4 Pro did. It's going to have a slightly better graphics chip. It's going to, have more space in it for sure than 635 to start with after storage space allotment. And that's about it. Because, the standard console comes with HDR and 4K display. So what else are they going to do?
Yeah, I fall very differently on this. I don't think they're going to do a Pro.
I mean, I'm just saying if they do, I don't think they are either.
And if they do, I don't think it'll be worth it. I don't think that there's really enough that they could really push out of it. I mean, the shit already does 120 frames, does 60 frames. I mean, so you might be able to get 4K 120, but certain games are already pushing that with the dynamic resolution. And a lot of times, like in Ratchet, for example, the performance mode with ray tracing, it looks so incredibly clean that I was going to play in performance mode. And I was like, let me see this ray tracing. I'm playing in ray tracing because it looks like the actual reflections on everything looks so much better than just playing it in performance mode. Because you still get the performance and the resolution difference since it's already upscaled before it, like you can't tell really. It looks incredible. So I really don't know like what they would do for a PS5 Pro to really truly make it worth it that this system isn't already doing. So I don't think they will. I think last gen was like a one-off where we get these half-step systems. And if they do, I just don't know what all they would do to it to really make it worthwhile.
I'm going to be 100% honest. I have no interest in a PS5 Pro whatsoever. Now, a PS5 Slim, on the other hand, that can catch my eye. Like they can find a way to give you the same quality, but they just slim it down just enough, just a little bit. I think that would be cool.
I hope they make it bigger on purpose.
I feel the same way.
That would be funny.
Show you guys in your Slim.
That would be funny. They're just like, we're gonna give you a bigger PS5.
It's so funny. I hardly even see my PS5. So whether it was bigger or smaller, it wouldn't make a difference to me at all. Like it It sits down here on the bottom shelf of my desk. It's got plenty of space, plenty of ventilation. So if they made it smaller, it wouldn't make a difference in the world to me. But I really hope they don't make it slim. Just make it bigger. Make it bigger. Just go bigger, go home. Screw these people in their slims.
Bigger.
Would you keep the PS5 you have and then add the slim as an additional, or give the PS5 to like your son or something?
I'd probably give the PS5 to my son and get the slim.
Would
you give him PS Plus?
Yeah. Because Lord knows he's not gonna buy it.
You would make Delvin Jr. very happy.
I'm quite sure he would be happy getting free stuff.
No, I mean the PS5.
Oh yeah, it's free.
That.
He would be.
Doesn't he have an S?
He does have.
Yes,
he have a Series S.
Yes.
How's he liking that?
He likes it a lot. He likes it an awful lot. I don't, technically speaking, based off of that, I don't have to get him a next gen console for a while. But that's not how that works in parenthood.
No, they always want more. They're never satisfied.
I mean, maybe when the price comes
bastards.
down, you can readily get one. Hey, don't be calling your children rat bastards.
I will call them whatever I want because they're my children.
I mean, that's fair, but I'm just not used to hearing people call their children rat bastards live
You're
on
not
a
around
podcast.
enough people with kids.
Yeah.
You're not around.
Also,
you clearly haven't listened to any of the fathers with their podcasts because boy.
I mean,
we will definitely talk about our children.
I listened to one of them who definitely has children. I've never heard Gabe Patilla refer to his children as rat bastards.
Gabe,
reality. He's like a unicorn.
Yeah. Gabe is like super, super nice and just awesome.
Yes, he is. Also, while we were at this jokey bit, I did look up what Juneteenth is, so I actually know now. There you go.
That's great.
Yay. Good job.
We're not going to delve into it, but I know what it is now.
Yeah.
Hopefully the rest of America can learn too. This question comes from Hollywood Bones. He asks, what games announced at E3 are you most looking forward to?
Like new announcements?
Let's give it top 5.
New announcements?
Yeah.
Just like
things that were announced, yeah.
Hades coming to PlayStation, finally.
That's not new.
I don't give a shit. Guardians of the Galaxy looks cool. Again, I'm bringing this up. I've mentioned it like 3 times in the Discord. Why can't I play as Gamora? I don't want to play as Peter Quill. I'm sorry, but Peter Quill is boring. Let me play as Gamora.
Peter Quill's story.
Drax. Now, I don't give a shit if it's Peter Quill's story. Let me play as Gamora or Drax or Rocket.
I have one better. Why Gamora?
I knew you were gonna make that joke.
Yes.
But also I want to play as interesting characters, and I'm sorry, but Peter Quill is usually dull as a board.
I like Peter Quill.
I was gonna say I like Peter Quill too.
No.
I think he's very interesting.
MCU Peter Quill is fun to watch. Comic book Peter Quill, dull as a board. Just putting that out there.
I disagree, but that's fine.
So
that's
Forza,
one. Give me 3. Give me 4 more games you're excited for. You saw at E3.
Forza Horizon 5.
Okay.
Comes out on my birthday.
Okay.
Nice. Outer Worlds 2. Will this enemy be in the game? No, it's gone forever. Say goodbye. So in the trailer, they had this purple dragon monster thing, and the meta commentary for the trailer was going, "Will this enemy be in the game? No, it's gone forever. Say goodbye."
That reveal was hilarious.
Yes. And then
so we got Hades, Guardians of the Galaxy, Forza, Outer Worlds 2. One more.
No, hold on. They want new reveals, but there's stuff that's we already knew was coming that I'm definitely excited for.
That's fine.
I'm excited for True Colors and the Life is Strange Remastered collection. Atomic Heart, I've been interested since it was revealed 4 years ago, and then we finally started to see stuff from it in depth. Now,
Yep.
Somerville looks cool. Redfall, but that's not coming out till next year. There's lots that I'm like actually excited for, but like trying to like pick 5 out of like a lot of interesting titles is hard.
Yeah, but the first 5 that come to your mind, that's what we're going with.
Nah, you got a bigger
There you
list
go.
for me than 5.
What about you, Delvin? Anything that you're most looking forward to from this E3 reveals?
Guardians, my number one. The Black Panther DLC for Marvel's Avengers, of course. Atomic Heart, Redfall, and a surprising one. Well, 2 surprising ones actually. Metroid Dread, which I thought looked amazing,
Shout out to that
Yes.
game coming back from the dead, by the way.
and an honorable mention, something that I don't know if everybody caught on. The Last Night was kind of brought back
Mhm.
up again. And I've been super
Yeah.
interested in that game since they first announced it. And
hmm
the director, I think, did some stupid stuff. And then the game just disappeared off the face of the earth. And they kind of like quietly, like, hey, the Last Night's still coming out. We're working on it. And I was super excited for the game when I first heard about it. And I can't wait to play that. It was another game that came out this year at the E3 that was similar type of style
It's,
to it.
it's called Replaced.
Replaced.
Yep,
Yes, I want to
yep.
play that as well.
Let's also give a shout out to like Starfield actually getting a date.
Yeah.
Yawn. Yeah. E3 had some good stuff. For me, the most exciting thing was Metroid for sure. Hands down, by far, Metroid. Really, really excited for that. So we got Metroid, then Replaced was probably my second favorite thing that I saw at E3. I love that style of game. It just looked freaking awesome. Um Other than that, I didn't really see a whole lot. I was just like, ooh, can't wait.
What about Elden
Just
Ring?
I don't care about Elden Ring. I don't play Soulsborne games. Like they don't do it for me. I don't really like that aesthetic at all. Um so those games don't interest me. Like Sekiro would be the closest thing to something like that would interest me because I like that aesthetic a lot better. But running around and like a Souls game, like just nope, just doesn't interest me at all. So Elden
So
Ring doesn't do anything for me.
so you're not gonna be playing Final Fantasy Origins then?
No, not at all. That also did not. No. No. The only Final Fantasy game that really ever does it for me was Final Fantasy VII. I've tried other Final Fantasy games and they just never hooked me. They're super duper long and just I never got into them. So yeah, I mean the Black Panther thing, but I mean I know what Avengers is, so I'm not like overly excited about it. I'm just like waiting to just play the story.
You excited?
Guardians didn't really do anything for me. I don't want to play a game where I have to manage a bunch of people and like deal with dialogue trees for them to make them happy or piss them off. Like I just don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So it didn't do it for me. I'll watch people play it. I'll see its progression and see if my mind gets changed. But in the meantime, it didn't do it for me. Same with like Starfield. The idea of Skyrim in space does absolutely jack for me.
How
Skyrim
about
is one of
the-
those games that's just way too big.
How about the rooster for Far Cry 6?
I don't care about that rooster.
Rooster was 5.
Yeah,
What about Guapo?
I don't care about any of the animals.
No,
Like,
we've been
you
over
gotta
this.
you gotta care about Chorizo. He lets you do stealth.
That
I don't
rooster
care
was
about that. I don't care about them things. Can I send them in
Chorizo.
with dynamite strapped to them and just blow up the building?
No.
That's what I want to do. Well, then no, I'm not. I don't need you. I just need suicide bomber pets. That's it. If you're not gonna be a
No.
suicide bomber
Cruelty.
pet, I don't
No.
need you.
No,
They're
we
not
don't want
real.
to be
I don't care.
suiciding your pets.
They're just tools. That's all.
No.
They're not real. They're not real. I have
Chorizo's adorable.
I have no sympathy for games pets or animals in games. I do not care at all.
So www.doesthedogdie.com has no effect on you, huh?
I've never even heard of that, and no, I could care less.
So, for anyone unfamiliar, it's a website generally reserved for movies where, like, Does the Dog Die is one of the like it's named Does the Dog Die, but like there are different filter options. Like, are there clowns in this movie? Does a gay person die in this movie? Like, you can change the filters on what it searches through. So, like, it's effective for searching for triggers for stuff. And they do some game stuff, too. So, like, for example, like, does the dog die in Fallout 4? Yes, but
Boomer.
only on survival. Like,
What's up, Boomer? Yeah.
yeah,
That kind of
like,
stuff doesn't bother me. Doesn't trigger me. I don't care about clowns. I don't care about dogs. If the dog dies, the dog dies. Like Ivan Drago
oh,
said, if he dies, he dies.
also, I'm bringing
I
this
don't
up
care.
right now because, again, accessibility stuff. I know, again, we're not an Xbox show, but I have to bring this up. Grounded has an arachnophobia mode. You know what I didn't like about that presentation for Grounded? Hi, we're gonna make a joke out of our arachnophobia accessibility mode. Let's not make jokes out of accessibility features, please. You're literally showing a press conference right now, and you're making a joke out of an accessibility feature. Let's not do that, please. Just
Is it the
have
feature or making fun of the people that are scared of spiders?
It's both. The feature is there for people who are scared of spiders. Because I'll tell you right now,
I'm terrified of spiders, and I'm gonna make fun of people who are scared of spiders.
Because I'll tell you right now, I would not be playing Grounded if there were no arachnophobia mode.
Yeah, I hate
Let's
spiders in
not
games.
do that.
They creep me
Like,
out.
I am
But I'm gonna make fun of people.
deathly afraid of spiders. Like, don't be doing that. Thanks. I literally had to cover my eyes through that part of the presentation.
Yeah, I get it. But sometimes you just make light of things. Like, I don't think it was like them making fun of accessibility. It was just making light of spiders. We know people are afraid of spiders the same way people are afraid of heights. People have phobias and fears, but sometimes making light of them is a way to deal with it. Like, I make fun of the fact that I'm deathly afraid of spiders. I can't stand them things. They creep me out, turn into just like a little kid, and they.
I
But
fear nothing because every time I fear something, I'm forced to face it all the time.
That
I
is
was
a bold-faced lie, and I know it.
nope, it's not. I was terrified of spiders, and as a parent, what do you find a lot? Spiders.
spiders
And what?
everywhere.
And then what? And how do you find them? Near your kids. So you end up having to kill spiders on a regular basis. I was also terrified of rats. I lived in a house
Ugh.
where rats ate through the walls, and I had to kill 30 rats.
Oh my god.
So
This was
Delvin
Charlie work right there.
straight up living the Plague's Tale.
yes, exactly. Also, terrified of snakes. Walking my kids
You live
home
in
from school one
Florida.
day.
All right, Indiana.
Yes, I hate snakes. Walking my kids home from school. What do we walk across? A snake.
Surprised you didn't come across an alligator. You live in Florida.
I've come across alligators before.
I was gonna say, I know we've seen gators.
Not afraid of alligators. Never have been afraid of alligators.
Yeah. Ugh.
Also, you're never living that I'm afraid of snakes thing down now, Indiana.
That's why I'm actually afraid of snakes, by the way.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
I've had it with these mother snakes on this mother plane.
Great movie.
I have never seen that movie in full. I've only seen the swearing clip of that from.
That's
Samuel
all you need
Jackson.
to see. All you
I've
need
never
to see.
seen it either. Florida.
I have, unfortunately.
Hey, I'm sure you've also seen Sharknado and other nonsense.
I've also seen those movies. They're not good.
Yikes.
You know,
I can't believe they kept making them.
You know what movie trilogy, quadrilogy is great? Final Destination.
I love those movies. Those movies are great.
I've seen the first one. That's it.
Final Destination 2 and 3 are my favorites.
Final Destination is the Fast and Furious of horror films.
I mean,
that is accurate.
Yes.
That is extremely
I will say that opening scene with the log thing coming loose in Final Destination 2 has definitely traumatized most of my friends and I from being behind one of those on the highway, because Nope.
Oh yeah, I see one of those. I'm definitely like, oh man, let me get behind this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we've deviated way too far. Let's bring it back. Our last question comes from Mr. Pastor Coach Ham. He wants to know what announcements were missing from Summer Games Fest E3 that either surprised or disappointed you. So, was there
All of them.
something that you were expecting to be announced that surprised you that they didn't announce, or made you disappointed that it didn't show up?
No.
All of them.
Anything? Everything, huh?
Not really. Like, we knew most of what was going to be like revealed this year.
I didn't, because I didn't go looking.
I mean, I
didn't see Metroid Dread coming. That's for sure.
Again, shout out to that
Or
game
Redfall.
coming back from the dead.
I
will say, I want that shirt that Pete Hines is wearing. I want it, but like I said on PSVG Prime last night, I'll buy it when it becomes regularly available. I'm not buying it while it's a pre-order on the Bethesda site.
I don't even know what shirt that was. I didn't pay attention.
He was wearing a shirt that said "Bite Back" and had like vampire teeth on it.
You said you have one, Delvin. What you got?
The next WWE 2K game, which is because they were talking before E3 announced. They were talking about how that engine was redone and stuff like that, and they're gonna start showing it more. And they changed everything around about it, but they didn't show anything at E3 about it. And I thought 2K was going to show it, the next gen version of that, the 2K series of WWE games.
No,
didn't see anything.
I got one. Saints Row. It's supposed to be announced by now, but where is it? So
there's another Saints Row game coming. Jeez.
Saints Row 5 is in development. We were supposed to hear about it and like see its full reveal in 2020, but then COVID-19 happened, and now we're 6 months into 2021, and we still haven't seen it. So
got plenty of time. That means it wasn't never coming in 2021.
Oh, I knew that, but like they like came out and like publicly tweeted like, "Hey, full reveal coming soon," and then it just never happened, and we're still waiting. Also, shout out to them having to say like Dead Island, like that Dead Island 2 fake leak, by the way. Like, also again, that Koch Media presence was like that presentation was just not good. 2 hours of like, like selling your publishing company to other developers.
Yeah, I did not watch that conference. I heard it was terrible. I steered clear.
I made a sandwich.
Nice. Nice. Sandwiches are good.
Yeah. Peanut butter and jelly. Not watching that garbage. y'all can tell me later what happened. I'm good.
Right?
Let me tell you what happened. Nothing of consequence. Quite like the Gearbox presentation. Hey, do you know Homeworld 3 is in development? That's all they pretty much showed that was new at that trailer. Oh, and also, can we like lock Randy Pitchford in a dark corner, please? Can we just like put him in a room and throw away the key? Like, just let's not have Randy Pitchford do things anymore.
I don't think that's how rooms work.
Yeah.
Well, let's make rooms work like that. Let's just get rid of them.
I feel like a lot of E3 was like that, where it was just like, I'll wait for the bullet points on this one instead of having to sit there and watch through a lot of them.
The only presentations I didn't watch were Wholesome Games because I was sleeping, and Capcom and Nintendo because I was working. So, but I did get the play-by-play for Nintendo because like my phone kept blowing up with like tweets. So
yeah, the only ones that I actually watched were Nintendo and
Ubisoft
and Xbox.
I
didn't watch. It was on, but I was
Ubisoft
working.
Hold on.
I was in the chat.
Yeah.
And I was talking trash, but I wasn't actually paying attention to the conference. Like, I didn't watch enough of it. Like, I couldn't tell you what they showed other than rabbits because I kept hearing about it. I don't even remember what else they even talked about or showed because there was just nothing there that I was interested in. So, but yeah, other than Nintendo and Microsoft, those are the only two conferences that I actually like watched in full.
And Devolver.
Oh, and Devolver, yes, Devolver was great. But theirs is like a show. It's not even really. It's very different. Theirs was a show. That was fun. Max Pass Plus. Yeah,
Premium
that one was fun.
purchase.
That was a good show.
Uh,
Mhm. As far as surprise, I guess the Tiny Tina's Wonderland or whatever it's called, that actually surprised me. I didn't even know that was coming or even they were thinking about that. But that actually looks like something a little bit different from the Borderlands suite of stuff. But that looked cool.
I mean, it's still
Um,
Borderlands. It's
yeah,
just Dungeons and Dragons Borderlands.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm
Also,
kind of
like,
excited about that.
there's a little bit of information out there about the game and like how grenades are replaced with spells.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
I'm down for that because it's like a Dungeons and Dragons spin. It's her being the DM and you're playing her game.
I
So
mean,
I kind of think
yeah,
that's cool. I
it's
like that.
it's it's like a bigger version of the uh, Tales from the Dragon Keep from Borderlands 2.
Did not play that.
It was very good. It's literally like what we'll be doing in this one. The
Yeah,
game like the Borderlands version of D&D is called Bunkers and Badasses. So
I remember. I just there was so much Borderlands 2, and there was a lot of that DLC that I did not make it through. Um, but yeah, that's about it. I can't think of anything else that disappointed me because for the most part, I only really am caring about anything Sony related at this point. So they haven't said anything, and they're supposedly going to have some kind of conference maybe in July. So that's really what I'm looking forward to. Everything else is just kind of like filler, icing on the cake. So
oh,
I'm getting a Metroid game. I'm very happy.
we know some kind of Sony events coming again because Keeley was like, and the full reveal of Death Stranding director's cut is happening in just a
Yeah,
few weeks. So like, we know that's happening.
yeah, yeah. So that'll be interesting to see what all that game actually is, and all the teasers with the box and everything. So that'll be cool to see. But other than that, yeah, Metroid surprised me, made me very happy because I did not see that coming at all, and I'm just ecstatic they were getting Metroid 5, and then the Tiny Tina's thing that was pretty cool. So E3 is over, kinda. We still
Ish.
got E3 coming. There's more
You mean
summer
EA
game
Play?
stuff. EA, yeah,
Yeah,
EA
yeah.
Play, more Summer Games Fest stuff. Sony possibly doing something. So not
And
quite done
then
yet.
opening night live for Gamescom. So
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yep, yep. All right, let's jump into this little bit of news we got. Starting with what you got, Haley. What you got for us?
I already touched on this earlier, but Hades coming to PlayStation finally, August 13th. Very exciting. Can't wait to play it. And then the other bit of news I have is I wanted to know what Delvin's reaction to the Supergirl suit for the Flash movie is.
Looks cool for what I saw so far. Looks like Supergirl. I'm just gonna see
Yeah,
what they do with it.
I'm excited. I don't know how big her part's gonna be in the movie, but clearly it's more than just a cameo. There's no way they would make a full like suit for that if it was just a cameo.
Well,
So
that movie's gonna have 1,000 different people in it. 20 different
also,
Like
Batmans.
yeah,
like
like
every WB movie, right? Jesus.
two different Batmans. People are speculating that the Keaton Batman's gonna follow like the Watchmen storyline, which is interesting. But also, some people were also speculating that he was just eating a sandwich and like the toppings fell on the suit. I don't
That
know.
works for me too.
We'll see. I like the design of it. It's clearly reminiscent of like an older comic suit. Um, but also I like the like uh in the middle of the crest, like the little like line through with like Kryptonian fontage going through it. So looks pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that's pretty cool. I like
Yeah.
that.
Does she ever become a superwoman? Just curious.
That's a different character. It's a super. That's a super villain. That's Lucy Lane is Superwoman. She's a
Yes.
super villain.
Lucy Lane
Yes, Lois Lane's sister becomes Superwoman. Yeah.
becomes so she's not actually a Kryptonian.
No, but her father Sam Lane does an experiment on her, and she gains superpowers through it, and it's a whole thing. It's for anyone
I
watching
just figured,
Superman and Lois. That's what 7734 is. Codename Hell that's like the project that causes Lucy Lane to become the Superwoman. stuff like that.
I just was kind of curious as to why Superman gets to be a man, but Supergirl doesn't get to be a woman. I was just curious.
There's a reasoning for it because on Earth 2, again, DC multiverse, there's also a version of Kara who becomes Power Girl instead of Supergirl. So
always a girl, never a woman.
AKA boob window.
Yes,
that's what people know.
Yeah, that's Power what people Girl know for. Power Girl for is the boob window, but she's stronger than Supergirl normally is. She has a
boob window. Lord have mercy.
She has ultra vision instead of heat vision. So
yeah.
Nope. Hi again, right here.
I get that. I'm just saying, like they're doing some things
right here.
Worst comic book hero ever is the worst.
Anytime people, this isn't even for Superman. This is for Superboy. This is for Connor.
Anytime I see that is just the worst because it's super. They just.
But also like, yeah, I don't know. They revealed that Superman and Lois twist this week, and oh boy, very excited to see where that goes. So.
Yeah. So Hades, and you playing Hades, Delvin? That a game for you? Have you played it already?
Yes, I have, and I'm not gonna buy it on PS4. I got it on Switch, so I'll just play it on Switch.
Also, it's not just coming to PS4; it has a native PS5 version. So,
yeah, it's good enough on Switch.
See, that was the one reason why I didn't get it, because I was holding out hope for the possibility of a PlayStation version because frames and graphics.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to see this in the best possible fidelity that I can. And I don't want to play it on PC, so I'm very happy that it's finally coming and I can see what all the hype is about.
I'm very
excited. Definitely not playing on Switch.
It's also Greek mythology, which is like right up my alley. So
yeah, so I'm glad they finally announced that and it's coming. And I know that they actually had like a reveal trailer on the blog. It's crazy. Like PlayStation had a lot of like their own videos and reveals and stuff like that for everything that was coming to their platform. So there was a lot of stuff that they showed that people probably didn't even notice unless you were following them on Twitter or constantly going to the blog or their YouTube site.
They're always posting videos and stuff there now. Like I think in like the past 4 months they've had like 60 games on their Twitter account, like talking about what's coming. So
it's a lot there. So people may think Sony is silent. They're really not. Go check out their YouTube. There's a lot going on there.
Definitely is.
Yeah. What you got for us, Delvin?
Well, we didn't hear anything from 2K Games, WWE, but their competitor, AEW, showed some footage of their upcoming game, which is really cool. And I think if you guys are wrestling fans and know anything about wrestling game history, the AEW game is being made by Ukes. And if you remember, Ukes used to make the old WWE games. So I've been super excited to see how this game looks and it's going to play. And so far, it looks like an updated version of those games. So I'm super excited. Plus, AEW right now, in terms of wrestling-wise, is far superior than what WWE is. So I'm super excited to play it and get down with that. So it looks great.
Okay, two things. One, on the AEW thing, again, I don't follow wrestling, but not to like get political here, but I'm like, I know AEW has like a trans wrestler on the roster. I'm already tired of seeing like people commenting that she shouldn't be wrestling because unfair advantage. It's just like, fuck off. And secondly, to Dev, I just remembered there actually was a one shot a couple months ago where Kara did become Superwoman. So. But that was like, it's a one shot, like it's not a standard canon thing. But she did actually become Superwoman. So
let that girl grow up. That's all I'm saying.
But to answer your question,
be an adult.
Haley, Nyla Rose was the second AEW Women's Champion. Very excellent wrestler. AEW is very inclusive. To trans gay people. Like they have Sunny Kiss, who's an awesome male wrestler who's gay, openly gay. AEW in terms of wrestling is amazing. It's great wrestling. They are inclusive to everybody. And this game is going to be really cool because you're going to be able to see that and play just that. So I'm super excited to see it and play it.
I've always been so confused as to what the hell AEW was. I thought it was like some offshoot of WWE. Like, isn't there like NXT or like I thought it was like
NXT,
all
NXT is
conglomerated,
the
all the
offshoot.
same.
NXT is the
Okay.
offshoot of WWE. AEW is a whole new company owned by the Jacksonville Jaguars owner.
Hmm.
He met, yeah, so they got money behind it. Like, and it's
I
pretty
mean,
cool.
I'm sure it's also helped that they're not
Okay.
owned by Vince McMahon. So
Exactly.
Which is funny because Vince McMahon has been trying to get into the NFL forever.
Yes. And
So this guy was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and make me a wrestling league and really rub it in your face.
yeah, and
uh,
I for
the only
those who
thing
don't know,
the only thing I know about Vince McMahon is that like weird clip of him like walking into the stage all weird. Like
that's how he
And
walks.
then he tears both his quads.
Vince McMahon's kind of a jerk. I'll
oh,
just say that.
also the meme of his like whacked out face like slowly getting redder and like more wide open mouth. Like
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah, he's kind of a jerk, but he plays the role very well.
He is a
He does.
horrible human being.
yeah, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, well, I'll be keeping my eye on this game because those old use games are pretty good. So
Yeah.
this could be something spectacular. So I'm glad that it's getting the game. It probably will fill the void that the 2K franchise is leaving a gaping hole because lately their games have been trash,
Yes, very much
just
so.
buggy pieces of garbage.
Not a
Oh,
fan of
2K,
them.
what are you doing? What are you doing, 2K? Get your lives together. Just ugh. Ugh. All right, so this last story we got here. Blue Box Studios. Oh, what a rabbit hole of shenanigans this is. So, I don't know if it was at a state of play or just some event, but they had announced their game Abandoned. And it's some kind of like psychological horror game. And everybody immediately when they announced the game was thinking it was like Silent Hill or something like that. So people have been trying to figure out what's been going on with this game, and people have gone deep down a rabbit hole trying to connect all these weird dots and stuff. They're saying that the game is called Abandoned because of the Silent Hills game and PT that got abandoned. The studio was like formed a year after. You're shaking your head, Haley, and that's fine. But I'm relaying what is going
I
on.
know you're relaying the information. I'm just tired of the conspiracy theories. And also, while I'm at it, Dev, not a big fan of ASMR, huh? I just saw the PC
Yeah, no,
Masterface channel.
just no. So yeah, all of these dots people are trying to connect to make this game Silent Hills game. Blue Box tweeted out that the game they're making starts with an S and ends with a L. So people immediately were like, "Oh God, they're making Silent Hills. This is Hideo
I,
Kojima.
I,
He's doing this."
I'm
And they just connected so many weird dots. So the dude's name, who's supposed to be the game director of Blue Box, Hassan Kamran or whatever. In Turkish, that means Hideo or something like that. So all
yeah,
of these really
that's a weird rabbit hole to
crazy,
immediately jump to translate someone's name
like
into Turkish. Like,
just bananas. Like all the different dots they've gone
yeah,
down. The blue box looks like the PlayStation Studios logo. Like all the font is the same. They tweeted out today that blue is actually it's an acronym. It doesn't mean the color or anything like that. It actually means something else, which is what was it best level uh something ever. But
uh,
it's just all of these weird things. Their YouTube account is actually got nothing on it but a picture of hills, so Silent Hills. It's ridiculous. Plus,
it
where their studio is located is actually
Netherlands.
where Hideo Kojima's studio said that they're actually making a sister studio in this place. So it's just all of these dumb, crazy things that people are tying together. And instead of releasing a trailer or an update, they're releasing an app that's going to show it. So kind of like a playable teaser yet again.
Uh,
So it
but
is just
here,
hilarious.
I'm not clear. This is a video show this week, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. Hi, here's the wall. Here's my head going right through it. I'm so tired of this. This is not Silent Hills. Just let it go, people.
You never know.
I, I
I
will
find it hilarious personally.
I will say this: if it is Silent Hills, this is a heck of a way to roll it out. And if it is a Silent Hills, this is great promotion for this game.
Here's my favorite thing, by the way. They said the game starts with S and ends with L. Hi, there are so many words you could do that's do that. Like, what if the
Yeah,
game's just titled Soulful?
it could be titled anything, but
Now you've
people are gonna
conspiracy
jump to
theories
Silent
yourself.
Hills.
Oh no,
Yep.
just no.
Yeah, and then there's more. Jeff Keighley apparently received DMs from Hassan to help him reveal his game in a couple in the coming months or whatnot.
Jeff Keighley knows a lot of people. That doesn't immediately
He
move me.
does, but you already know that with all of
Yes, I
everything
know they're
else that's
immediately
rolling
jumping
up,
to Hideo. Like,
and we know that him and Hideo are like close, so it's so many things that
I am
people are able
so
to pull.
tired of
It's
this. I am so
hilarious.
tired of this. It's not hilarious. It's ridiculous.
You can just don't look. It's that simple. You don't have to follow Blue Box. You can block them and
I
ignore
don't
it
follow
all.
Blue Box, but also I'm not gonna block a studio that hasn't done anything wrong to me. I'm not whatever the guy at Platinum Studios is who blocks literally everyone on Twitter. I forget what.
Yeah.
I think you know who I'm like referencing, but like I can't remember his name. But all I know is that like he will block literally everyone on Twitter without provocation. Like just you don't even have to interact with him. He'll just have you blocked.
Yeah. I think this is funny. The dude also has apparently a verified PSN account, Hassan Kamran, and his PSN his gamer tag is Sneaky Warrior. He's got 1,238 trophies, which is the same number as the Silent Hill 4 Japanese commercial.
Oh my god.
He's also playing some game called Demon Blood that doesn't exist. It's hilarious. Like there's so many things. It's so
this is Hideo Kojima. This is Kojima.
No,
it's
not.
so much craziness.
No,
And also
not.
his PSN account links to a YouTube channel called 2727. Silent Hills was confirmed as canceled publicly on April 27th. So it's just so many things that line up, and it's hilarious how people go find this stuff. It's great.
Stop it. I hate it. I hate it. Stop it.
Oh man, so good.
It is
So good.
12 o'clock at night. I do not want to deal with this conspiracy theory nonsense. This is not Hideo Kojima.
It's too bad.
When is the
it's not. It's
Death
Hamran
Stranding
Kassan or whatever.
When is
director's cut thing they're gonna be talking about?
We don't know yet. There's no date for it. All Jeff Keighley said is that we're gonna see the full reveal in just a few weeks, which is
they even have some ties to that because Sam was in all blue in a box.
Oh my
so
god.
Blue box.
See, that's what I was thinking. Like, what if they just like show this Death Stranding director's cut? And, oh, by the way, we're also working on something like this, and they start showing this game.
Yeah, I mean, he likes doing stupid stuff like this. Like the whole Moby Dick Studios from Metal Gear Solid 5 was similar shit to this.
Yeah. And honestly, it doesn't have to be Silent Hills. It could be a spiritual successor.
So tired of this.
So
yep. I mean that's what PT was supposed to be anyway, right? No, actually PT was Silent Hills.
No, PT was Silent Hills.
Was Silent Hills.
You beat PT and then it gave you the trailer for Silent Hills with starring Norman Reedus minus the.
And the thing is, the thing with all this is like they say they're not associated with Silent Hills, they're not anything. And if they're Blue Box is also supposed to be something that is not something else. So they could easily be like, yeah, we're not associated with Hideo Kojima. We're not associated with Silent Hills because we don't really exist. Yeah. So that's another way of getting around. And the fact that it's called Abandoned, like, it's so good. It's so good.
No, it's not.
They're going out. They're going so far out. It's great.
All they need now is just
like it doesn't mean it's ridiculous or dumb.
No, it is ridiculous. It's a conspiracy theory. It's ridiculous.
They need to just show like a trailer with Norman Reedus.
I know, right? Have Norman show up in a hallway.
Yeah.
Oh man, the lengths at which people will go.
Where's that shotgun at? It's time for the Gus Sorolla retirement plan.
The who?
The who?
That's a deep cut Rooster Teeth joke.
Very deep cut.
Gus Cerola's retirement plan used to be at the age of 40, he was going to put a shotgun in his mouth and pull the trigger.
Ooh,
Jesus.
that's dark.
That's dark even for me.
Yeah.
I'm saying. Good Lord.
As you can see, I don't like conspiracy theories, so.
Oof. Well, that was my last story, so now we're out of stories. That'll be very interesting. We get, 3-4 days to find out what the heck this might be, because on the 22nd, they're supposed to be releasing an app for their trailer.
You know what? Just for Donnie, because he mentioned how he specifically didn't like this last week. I hope this abandoned game turns out to just be the movie Abduction with Sigourney Weaver saying hi.
Oh my God. I hate balloons.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Also, that movie also has another iconic line going, "There's a bomb in the oven."
Iconic.
I don't know that these are iconic because we've never heard of them.
Also, like, this movie is so dumb, and it's just like there's a point where, like, Sam, there's a bomb in the oven, and then the house explodes.
And people wonder why Taylor Lautner's career never took off.
I mean, it did take off, but not in good ways.
Oof.
He went from Shark Boy and Lava Girl to literally Twilight, and then abduction in between, and then I think after Twilight I haven't seen him in anything.
Yeah.
What?
Who are you guys talking about?
Taylor Lautner, the actor who played Jacob Black in the Twilight movies.
The wolf kid from Twilight.
Okay, the wolf.
Abs
was Jacob Black?
His name is Jacob Black, yes.
Jacob Black. Oh,
yes.
Boy.
You forget Twilight was written for 12-year-olds.
And no, it was not written for 12-year-olds. It was written for Mormons. There's a difference.
Written for Mormon? All right.
Hold on.
Moving moving along. I'm not
Stephanie Meyer
into
is a Mormon.
Nonsense.
Stephanie Meyer is a Mormon. The book was written for Mormons. It's weird. It's a thing.
So, Sony not being at E3. They've skipped it for the last couple of years.
Yeah, they've skipped it since 2018.
Does this hurt them? Does it help them? Does it just not matter at all? I know like this E3 finally felt like an E3. So do people like really missing Sony and wishing Sony were back? Like I've seen a lot of those sentiments where people are like, "Oh man, it'd be nice if the big three were here." And I've also seen this how people are just like they write their own check. They do what they want. Like E3 isn't as necessary. EA pulled out of it. Microsoft was doing their own thing across the street. So do we think that in the long run, like it would benefit Sony more to be here or to just do their own thing repeatedly and just kind of have the spotlight on themselves?
So I don't know, like it hasn't really affected the show since 2018. I will say they usually have a show like pretty close to E3. And it's weird that like they didn't like they currently don't have one close to it. It would be nice, but again, like others have said, Sony's gonna do what Sony wants to do.
I will say this: I don't think it affects Sony, but it sure as hell affects E3. E3 did not feel the same, especially because if you really look at it. Microsoft took away the Bethesda conference. So that's another conference we kind of lost. And another great announcement that we lost. Yeah, we got it all in that one big pack with Microsoft, which was great. Microsoft did a great job, and honestly speaking, I think Microsoft held down E3. But if you take out Microsoft, E3 was pretty weak sauce, man. Like it was like, ugh. All of this stuff I could have did without. It didn't have that great feel to it. And not saying that these other companies usually bring up spectacular stuff, but when you have Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo there, it kind of makes up for the lacking content that Square Enix may put out or Gearbox may do or other companies. So it like I said, this doesn't affect Sony at all. Sony's going to do Sony's thing, and people are going to wait for Sony to make their announcement. And when they make their announcement, it's going to be awesome, and people are going to cheer and whatnot. But in terms of E3, it affects them because that's one less. Like I said, this year, not only was Sony gone, you also kind of lost Bethesda because they were with Microsoft. And yes, in one big conference, but
no EA Play the same weekend either.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, so well, like I said,
but again, with the Sony thing, it doesn't matter because they haven't been the same week in a while. They've been close, but not the same week since 2018. So.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Sony not being there affects E3 more than it affects Sony. So you think about the fact that we had all of these ridiculous conferences. How many of that stuff could have just been announced at Sony stage? You know, I think you could have easily taken some of the stuff from Square Enix. Gearbox didn't have to do anything. A lot of that stuff could have been announced on Sony stage.
Let me put this as polite as possible. Gearbox should have taken that terrible conference and put it in a corner and then put it in a box and then lit the box on fire because that conference was awful.
Yeah. And we could have avoided that by having them on Sony stage.
I will say this. I still think some of them will be on Sony's press conference.
Yeah.
I mean, probably.
So it still doesn't even matter.
It could have made E3 just tidier and neater instead of having to have all of this stuff. And then also the split with the Summer Games Fest. I feel like you just end up still having, instead of like what used to be just this nice tight-knit week of stuff where you knew that you were going to have Bethesda and Microsoft on Sunday, you had EA on Saturday, Sony on Monday, and Nintendo closes it on Tuesday with Ubisoft usually, I want to say on Monday or Tuesday as well. Like you normally had a nice
Ubisoft
little
Ubisoft was usually Saturday. They were usually
Saturday.
They usually opened E3.
I feel like I watched them one year in the convention center. Either way, like used to have a nice tight knit. Now it still feels like things are all over the place. Like you didn't need a Take-Two conference, and Take-Two didn't even show games. They did something on diversity and inclusion.
Diversity and inclusion, which needed, but also
which is great. But that it just feels out of place for E3. Like that could have been something that they did, and it could have. People weren't realizing that that's what it was going to be. People were like, "Wait, where are the games?" There was going to be games here.
I mean, that's on them. Take-Two came out beforehand and said this is what this is going to be. No game announcements will be revealed at this. This is a panel, and people still were like, "No, they're going to show something
that you would normally have in the convention center that doesn't get that kind of publicity and put out there, and it's maybe something later." But because of just this weird way E3 is going, it just feels like, honestly, Sony could have been there and kind of tied everything together and put like a little bit neater bow on everything so things aren't so spread out.
I will say congrats to E3 for doxing people 2 years in a row. So
quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, way to go. Internet.
I will ask you both this. What are the chances of a company like Amazon Luna or I just guess Amazon Luna because there's nothing else that would possibly do that.
Stadia's not getting into that fight.
That's what I was just gonna say. I was gonna say Amazon Luna taking that spot at E3.
No,
it kind of like
Amazon maybe because they're not only doing Luna, they have game studios. Amazon is still trying to make games, so it's a possibility that if they get all their ducks in a row, they have enough games that they're actually producing and creating that they could have their own conference. They can spotlight Luna when it's actually not early access. If Gearbox can do what they did, if Koch can do what they did, there's absolutely no reason why Amazon can't come on and have a big show.
But I think by this time next year, Amazon will be out of the games business. I think Luna will still exist, but I don't think by this time next year,
I don't think so
Amazon's
at all.
Stepping out of the game. They just closed like 3 of their studios.
They have plenty of money and are in this for the long haul. They're not like Google where they're just going to abandon it. Like they have a game that's still coming out, their New World game that they've delayed and keep trying to refine and put out. Yeah. That's an MMO, New
That's
World.
the
Yeah,
only
it's
game they currently have in development. They've canceled all the other ones.
that doesn't mean that they're not getting out of the gaming business, especially with Luna. Like, I don't think that they're leaving the gaming space. Luna is still in early access. It's still not like readily available, but it is a pretty good service, and they're doing it right. They're doing it
No.
more like Netflix, where you can subscribe to Ubisoft Plus and get all of Ubisoft's games, and they're creating channels for you to subscribe to.
Yeah, I think they're leaving.
Yeah, I highly doubt that. I highly doubt it. Plus, they
Let,
still have the Twitch connection. They have Prime Gaming. Like they're doing a lot in the gaming space that I can't imagine them just up and leaving. They also do the Amazon Fire TV has games and stuff built into it. Like them leaving the gaming space doesn't make any sense at all.
let me ask you guys this. You both this. Did y'all know a gaming console like released this week?
Are you
The
talking
Atari, right?
about the
Yeah.
play?
Yeah, the
The
Atari
Atari
VCS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild that thing released this weekend. I haven't heard anything about it.
I mean, it's a niche audience. You're not going to hear mainstream appeal talk about it. So
It's an Atari. I thought I would hear something like I got it. I found out because I got an email saying today, the other day, like, "Hey, you want to order that Atari that you were talking about a few years ago?" Like, what?
Right.
Because when,
see, here's the thing: Atari's not like, and that like it happens, but like Atari's not that big anymore. I'm sorry, but it's not. Um,
It's not a household name,
yeah.
and I don't
Yeah.
even what games just even come into that system, and it's like $300.
I don't know. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah,
They haven't-
it's
they
crazy,
haven't
right?
said
It
anything.
came out.
See, here's
And if you wasn't paying attention, you did not know this thing it existed.
here's the other thing. Playdate has Atari beat because I know there's 24 games coming to that thing at launch, and it's $179.
That's a very different system.
Yeah, completely different. Atari system. I just find it wild that E3 just passed, and they have a system coming out E3 week, and we heard nothing about it.
Yeah,
Like-
again, because Atari is no longer a household name. Also,
It's not about them not being a household name. It's the fact that they didn't do anything to like hype it up and be like, "Hey, this is coming."
but also,
And it comes with 100 games on it.
here's a question: how's that Atari Casino Hotel thing in Vegas going? How's that going? Because they announced they were doing that. Then I haven't heard anything about that in years.
That's probably still be a thing. I can see
Yeah,
that.
I feel like COVID would have definitely slowed that down, but the fact that people are so anxious and antsy to get out and do something, I feel like that hotel is still going to do well and be fine. Gamers love shit like that.
I mean, sure,
It's in
but
Vegas.
They were building it from scratch, so I want to know how that's going.
I'm sure you can look it up and find out.
I'm not going to look it up and find out because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
But yeah, the Atari VCS is actually $400. But it comes with 100 classic games, the controller, like that classic controller, like a pro style controller. So it's actually got some cool stuff for people who are looking to collect that kind of stuff.
And I think it's supposed to be able to play modern games too, if I remember correctly.
It's streaming. It's got a streaming mode. It's got a PC mode.
Don't do what
So-
I did. I tried to throw my phone into the space between my pillows and it bounced off my "Get Your Fucking Life Together" pillow.
Oh, fun.
So fun story about that pillow. It's a regular like throw pillow, but like the pillowcase just says "Get Your Fucking Life Together" in gold like font lettering. I bought it at Fan Expo. It's a very comfy pillow.
Nice. Yeah, this Atari actually has some pretty nice specs. It's got a Ryzen processor, 32 gigs of
did it
RAM.
again.
It's got an internal M2 SSD slot, so you can add storage and unlimited USB, HD stick, and cloud. So you also can stream stuff. So it's also streaming. I have to look into this a little bit more, but it actually might not be that bad. And like I said, something more for collectors who are into the Atari thing. And Amazon actually has another game coming out and also opened up a new studio in Montreal like very recently. So I don't think they're
Oh,
getting out of the gaming stuff at all.
oh, okay. Well, rip. Rest in peace. The guy who played Jambi the Genie on Pee Wee's Playhouse has passed away. Breaking news, everybody.
Wow.
Thank you, PSVG Discord, for that breaking news.
I like
Actually, I
Pee-wee's Playhouse.
believe, yeah, I feel like that happened yesterday. Actually, I remember reading
I
that
mean,
yesterday.
it technically for Delvin and I, it would have been yesterday because it's almost 12:30.
Wow. On that note, I think that is going to do it for episode 88 of the PlayStation Experience. We hope you guys enjoyed yourself.
What a
Please feel free
downer.
to holler at us and give us a follow over on the Twitters at PlayStation XP. Stop by our blog at psvg.blog or the Discord at psvg.blog/discord and join us in our shenanigans there. Last but not least, we want to invite you to be a part of our Patreon over at patreon.com/psvg. If you enjoy our content here at PSVG, there's a slew of additional content to be held just for $3 more. So $3 a month, you get all kind of additional stuff. And I know that Donnie and Kevin are trying to put more stuff on our Patreon because we've kind of fallen off a little bit, just been really busy.
But everybody's been really busy. There was something
dealing with that life stuff.
There was something Donnie and I were well, not just me, Rebecca and Elaine as well, but like we were trying to work on that, and then that kind of got lost and everything else. So
maybe I should
kind of
upload
like
that
Delvin's
Strokes
episode.
Yeah, that's been
You
good.
should. You should.
like I literally have a Strokes time episode recorded. I can just upload that up.
There it is. There it is. So yeah, we've got content. It's coming. We've had a little bit of a slowdown, but we're going to get right back to it and start uploading more stuff. And with that in mind, we'd like to give you a special thanks to our producers, our patrons at the producer level, Mr. Michael Masick, Barry Cathcart, Edwin Kello, Stephen Keller, Nick Creature, Rude Days 93, Ben Moxham, Rob Emanuel, Nick Fallharper, Paul Calico, Kyle Heyman, Grouchy Surge, myself, Josh Bourbon, RJ Kern, Horse Girl 69, Zachary Adams, and Joseph Wilson. Thank you all for joining us in the journey that is PSVG. And with that in mind, let the people know where they can find you, Haley.
You can find me over on Twitter at Shepard Zarel. You can find me on a game platform of choice at Haley Zarel. I'm going to say it again. Please send a message if you're adding me. It can literally be 4 letters that says PSVG. I just need to know where you're getting me from. Yes. Not adding you otherwise. You can find me on twitch.tv/HaleyZarel. Mentioned this on PSVG Prime when I recorded it last night with Kevin. Still need to get that like proper schedule nailed down for work so that I know like when I'm actually like available to stream. And you can follow my shenanigans over on Tumblr at haleyzarel.tumblr.com. Yeah. Also, I could give you like terrible movie quotes and shit like that from movies like Abduction, just because Donnie doesn't like them.
Jeebus. What about you, Delvin? Where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Delvin_Cox. Check out the Delvin Cox Experience anywhere you get podcasts. And if you also check out that Juneteenth episode if you want to learn something about Juneteenth. I think it's pretty important and pretty cool.
There it is. And you can find me at Dad Into Dev pretty much anywhere. Follow me, add me as a friend. Let me know where you're coming from. And yeah, I'm pretty much everywhere. Come holla at your boy. And with that, long live play.
PlayStation